Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Business Acceleration Summit reunion, reconnect and collaboration, and an opportunity to talk about how to create sustainable partnerships by developing agreements for results. So we're gonna, the idea is to come together and connect since the summit, check in, hear how you're doing, share any successes. Also let you know some of the wonderful opportunities we have within our community to stay plugged in, stay engaged, and then go into the agreements. So because I love honoring people that show up and give them free press opportunities, I'm going to go ahead and start with Gio, if you don't mind giving us a quick introduction and maybe share a success from the summit. Or what you hoped out of getting out of tonight?
What, you don't think I had any successes?
Just choices, if you like me.
Of course I had successes. I'm Gio Roper. I am the founder and president of Roper & Partners Public Relations and Marketing Communications. We are a full-service PR and marketing firm, and we specialize in brand management, brand growth, brand reputation. We will make you famous.
Yay. And you have been incredible at developing some awesome press releases for us here at the summit. I know all of your clients are raving because you are great at getting them in the news.
We have pretty good luck with that. Yeah, locally especially. I mean, because we started as a local firm, we've got incredible relationships with all the media in Brevard County and throughout Central Florida, and so that helps us when we have a lot of the local clients. Which Brevard County is really, with the explosive growth they're having right now, especially in the tech sectors and some of these stage 2 startup businesses that are out there in manufacturing. This is becoming very fertile ground to, not even really have to go too far outside.
Yes. So, Gio, do you mind sharing a success from the summit?
Well, actually, I had an opportunity to talk with a couple of folks and help them out. Unfortunately, they couldn't do the services that we provide, but they really took advantage of some of my knowledge and insights and experience, which I'm always happy to share. I always learn that if you have knowledge and you don't share it, it's wasted. So I, spent some time with these folks and was able to kind of move them in a good direction, and maybe in 6 months or a year they'll be ready to come on board as a client. So
awesome.
That's something that's why I'm a part of this, because it is sharing and collaboration and knowledge, and it's being able to give to others what you have. So I truly honor it and appreciate the opportunities that it's provided me. So
thank you. Awesome. Ceci is on our production crew, and she has helped create remarkable experience for people that attend in that experience. So Ceci with Anytime Travel.
Hello, thank you, Shannon. And my name is Ceci Meacham, and I am here in historic downtown Melbourne. And Anytime Travel Solutions is a company that provides travel services in all levels, all lifestyle, all budgets. I really enjoy working with everybody who shows up in my office or clientele over the phone, over the email. Planning their trips, it's my day by day, and I want to make an emphasis that I have access to a lot of international connections, and that's probably one of my strengths, to be well connected with all the world. There's basically no corner that I don't have either a personal connection because of my trips, or perhaps a friend that has been there, and I could definitely have the best experience for travel. So thank you very much. Business Acceleration Summit is being the highlight of Brevard. It's the best event in Brevard, and I have many little successes in terms of my knowledge and the connections I have. I'm very happy to see now colleagues in your events So I was able to brainstorm with another colleagues in the travel business, and it keeps growing, and the event it's always amazing, and here I am to learn more.
Awesome. Well, I just want to, Ceci, if you do not follow her, she's got an awesome travel blog of all the places in the world that she goes. And I know you're actually taking women to Italy coming up.
Yes, that's one of my niches, is women only to Tuscany. Is been the last 10 years. Shameless.
And when's the date of that?
We're traveling November 3rd to 14, and we go all the way in Italy, from Rome to all the way north to Tuscany, Pisa, to the Amalfi Coast. It's amazing. So I invite any women who wants to really decompress, have fun, like-minded women, and me.
Awesome, great. Well, I look forward to having you share that. Speaking of sharing, we're coming together to collaborate and share and connect tonight, but we have Mastermind Mondays that I know some of you have been consistent in coming. It's the first and third Monday of every month. We're moving to Zoom, yay. So it is the Mastermind Monday, and what we do is we come together, we work on our elevator pitch, and we start resource sharing. So tonight, I want to connect with everybody, and obviously if there's a way that you can support somebody else, please reach out in our private group or in the chat room, because we are about really putting people together. So be thinking, as Ceci and Gio and David share, is there a way to support them? Is there something that that you connected with or resonate with? So that's Mastermind Mondays, and I think next Monday is the first Monday, so we are having that at 7 o'clock or 7:30. Yeah. Perfect. And I see Brian. Can you hear us, Brian?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. I apologize. I just got back to my house, and we have some folks over for dinner, I guess, that I didn't know they were going to be here, and all four of my daughters are arguing with one another, so it's just kind of sideways off.
So,
how are you guys doing?
We're doing wonderful. Great to see you again. Isn't it great to see faces?
Yes, indeed.
So tell us a little bit about what you're up to, and if there's any way we can support you, and then would also love to hear if there's any successes from the summit or anything that's happened for you since then.
Well, I'm added just recently in the last handful of months. I added some business consulting stuff over to my portfolio. We've been doing insurance and financial services for like the last 10 years. And with all the changes in the healthcare bills and a bunch of DOL rule changes and everything, we've figured that we needed to look in some different directions because it was going to go sideways on us. So we've found a company that basically helps lower taxes and operating costs for companies, focused mainly on mid and small business owners, to help improve cash flow so they can reinvest it back in their businesses, buy new equipment, research new avenues, hire new employees, a whole handful of different stuff. So it's slow taking off because it's super hard to explain exactly what it is that we do. But I finally found something that'll help business owners again, which is awesome. So I'm pleased. As soon as I can get it going where I want it to go, it should be fantastic.
So Brian, are you open to some testing or coaching real quick, at least for this audience?
Absolutely. Of course.
One of the things you might want to say is, especially since it is hard to explain, is I'm offering a complimentary assessment to kind of see if there's a way that we can save you money on your taxes and put more money back into your pocket. So this way, people can decide, you know, because some of the things you said, I don't know about you guys, shake your head if yes, but some of it's like, oh yeah, that's interesting. I would want to know a little bit more. But giving them that opportunity to learn more is always great. You know, reach out to me if you want to see if I can. Because do you do a complimentary assessment?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's all performance-based, actually. We don't charge anything until we actually get money back in the client's hand.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's absolutely zero risk to all of our clients. We put the bill for all of the research and everything. We fight with the IRS, and we fight with, you know, there are so many different channels. We'll fight with your credit card companies and your workman's comp company. We get you your money back, and then we charge a fee on that.
So that's awesome. So just when you come to our other community events like the Mastermind Monday, you know, I would use that and give them a website, and everybody that shared tonight, Ceci and Gio and Brian, in the chat room, go ahead and put your website or your Facebook page so that we can connect that way too. But yeah, Brian, that's a great way to get people to connect more.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. And so if you can't find the chat room, let me know. David, would you like to go next?
Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself and I couldn't find the damn thing. Are you guys there now? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you great.
Okay. I don't know how I can help anybody. You all, I think, pretty much know what I do. One thing you might want to do is keep track of your email inbox over the next several days. The beginnings of my next course will be dribbling out. The course is going to start on the 5th of July, but there's going to be an opportunity to sign up free, gratis, for 10 lucky people. I'm going to be sending out an email with the specifics about it, but it's an opportunity to get on video and explain why you would be a perfect candidate for this course. And there's a pattern that's going to be, there's a group that's going to be judging them, and we'll take the first 10, the best 10 that we come up with.
Awesome. And what's the course, David?
The course is called I-Influencer, I-Influencer Marketing Mastery. It's taking from 0 to hero in no time. It's about developing and repositioning yourself as a #1 authority, and how to market it, how to excel at it, and literally your own timetable.
Perfect. Thank you. I look forward to getting that. I know you.
Am I on your list?
Yes, you're on the list.
All right. Just want to be sure.
And Shannon, check your inbox. I sent you some marketing information last week.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Thank you, David. Anything you want to share from the summit from you?
Not much. I've got some dialogue working from the last summit. Nothing solid at this particular point, but I've helped several people already, and I've got some two-way, like I said, two-way dialogue going with several people. So it's good.
Awesome. Thank you, David. Serge.
Hey. How's everybody doing?
Wonderful. How are you?
Absolutely unbelievable. As you can tell, I've grown out a little bit of hair. I've been a little bit busy getting ready for our big event, June 9th.
Oh, yes. Tell us about that.
Well, I'm very proud to say that over the last 2 years, we've actually grown at an exponential rate, and we've moved in to a larger location, a 3,600 square foot location, where we're now not only have much more office space, but we're also building out a stage platform area to do seminars, workshops, speaker coaching, things of that nature. So we're super excited doing that. So I've been focused on energy and finances, basically building that out. So coming to your summit was amazing because I got to see what somebody with a lot of experience goes through putting that together. So I can't lose any more hair than I already don't have. So it was a great thing to be there. So, you know, at least I was able to glean a lot of stuff. I've put on quite a few events, but never anything to the scale of what you've done. So it was really, really fantastic to see all that and, you know, volunteering, seeing all behind the scenes, you know, what it takes. And it's good to experience that firsthand at this level.
Thank you. Yes. It is a whole different, talk about learning high performance team skills, because you're kind of thrown in, not literally, but you're thrown in with a group of people that you don't really know. You might have connected on a call or two ahead of time, but you are being moved to work collaboratively and produce something that has an impact on others within different structures and variables. And so yeah, talk about high performance team. It's at the training at the best, huh? When you
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was. Hey, by the way, I got a question for Ceci.
Yes.
Hey, Ceci, if I wear a wig and a dress, can I go on that woman's Tuscany thing with you guys?
No, but actually I am working on a beer tour, beer and guys tour in Ireland and London. So I'll let you know about that one.
Of course you're going to hit me right where it hurts. I don't drink beer anymore, but if you got a scotch or something thing going on, I'm the first one there. I'll be on the front line of that. But I was only messing with you, but thanks, man. It was such a great thing to connect with you and get to meet you and hang out with you. So you always definitely keep me in the loop for all your trips, because after this one, I think I'm going to need a vacation.
I'm here for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
and we're working right now to, we had some things come up with the cruise where there's some not only remarkable speakers, but collaboration relationships. So we're actually in the process of selecting our new dates for the cruise, and I'm super excited. Isn't it like, it's so funny when things happen, you always wonder, is it for the best? And you can see how this is totally really exciting. So thank you, Ceci, for being a part of this.
Sure, my pleasure.
So Serge, can you give a quick snapshot? Is there anything you need for your June 9th event? I would love to connect with you. I told you I have that Boca Raton meetup that you could use to market your event for free.
Yes, thank you. And I could use a little bit of help because I tried to, it's already up on Eventbrite. I was in the process before I got on with you guys, is emailing everybody, all 1,700 contacts I have, letting them know, get that out to as many people. So I do have to connect with you. That will be helpful to show me how to use your page thing, the Facebook thing you were telling me about. Other than that, like I said, just getting the word more out there. I know Miami is a long stretch for a lot of people, but we have an incredible market down here, an incredible opportunity to really make an impact, make a real step in letting people know that, you know what, Miami might be big, but there's like you guys, like Marty, you had a wonderful thing. I'm glad I got to meet you. Ceci, I know you've been down in this market, how tough it can be, but we have diamonds, even though we have a lot of, gravel sometimes that we have to go through. There's a lot of little diamonds in the rough here. So that's why I'm willing to take the bullet for most of you guys and stay down here and be able to collaborate and be able to send as much business as I can to all of you, because I thought you guys were also dynamic and incredible. It was a pleasure and an honor getting to meet all you guys. So Shannon, that will be super helpful. That way, the more I can say, hey, listen, I know Shannon. And that way it lets me in. By the way, I did connect with your two friends. I sent them an email, so thank you so much. That was very, very helpful. But as you know, it's more about just getting to know people and making a connection, letting them know that, you know what, this is who I am, this is what I do, how can I help you? And that's just it. So definitely I got to connect with you as far as the whole little Facebook thing, using your page. I could really use some guidance with that.
Yeah, perfect. Let's do that. And just in case some individuals don't remember, real snippet of how you serve others, how you help our community.
Well, what we are is we're a local sales organization with a national reach that educates and empowers and enriches individuals by teaching them the rules of money, in addition to mentoring either seasoned veterans or people who want to get into financial services, how to run their own financial services firm.
Awesome. David, Serge, he's saying if you put your email, he'll include you in his information. Okay, I see Serge's website. We have everybody's website here except for
Well, David Benner, I gave him a back rub. He should remember that.
Awesome. Okay, great.
Yeah, I put on my email there. I'm there right now, so you guys have.
Awesome. Okay. And I think I'm going to mute Eleanor. I'm so glad she joined us. Hi, Dr. Julie. Okay. Who is at the 702-7280? If you want to say hello.
Very good.
They disappeared. Okay, Marty.
Paul, wonderful to see you again. I had a fabulous event. I raised money for the kids, and that was so generous of all of you. Thank you. Appreciated that opportunity. So that was fabulous. I have one client that I got from the event and is doing very well. Made more money right away. So that was great. Right away. And I still have lots of connections that I'm connecting to. So I've just had a really busy schedule and one event after another. I went from one event to the next event to the next event. So I'm lax on my see me cards. So I'll be getting to you all, but just really appreciated all the support you all gave me throughout the whole event. So thank you, and got my video done for the sizzle reel and
Speaker reel, yay!
For those of you who supported that as well. So thanks so much.
Awesome, thank you, Marty. We have Bert joined us on the Facebook Live, and Donna Marie Vernon, thank you. Okay, we have Dr. Julie, and those of you that don't know Marty, Marty was actually part of the book signing too. She is kiss the
The book signing.
yeah, kick procrastination goodbye, coach, and does some great breakthrough work. And I think she's helped probably most of us that are on here one time or another. All right, Dr. Julie, I muted you, or you muted you. Okay, here, go ahead.
There we go. Hello, everyone. Glad to see everyone this evening.
Hello.
And I joined a little bit late, so just help. If you need any help, you want to know anything, feel free to email me. I'm here to answer a question, or probably have more to ask than I can answer. So we'll try with that. And hi, Marty. And hi, Ceci.
Dr. Julie, do you mind sharing your quickly about you, so that those that don't know you can get to know you a little bit better?
Okay.
And then
what do you want me to tell you? Just something brief.
Yeah, like your elevator pitch.
Oh my goodness, I'm working on that. That's an ongoing. It's an ongoing problem. Anyway, just to keep it real brief, my name is Dr. Julie Hafner. I am a leadership and communication strategist. My background is in communication. It's also in leadership, obviously why I combined the two. I do coaching. I also speak with a variety of groups, and I'm able to meet with people one-on-one, or I love to come to your business and help you with all kinds of things. I'm also Sandler's sales trained. A lot of people don't know anything about Sandler's sales training, but I certainly will be more than happy to help you with that. I'm also like a member of the John Maxwell team too as well. So I have I draw from a lot of skills, a lot of knowledge, and would be more than happy to share it with all of you. That's enough about me.
You have a PhD.
Yes, I do. I'm a PhD doctor. However, I am CPR trained and certified. I can, I've got all those kind of things because I was also a speech pathologist. So I have a medical background. I'm not a doctor too. So, but close enough, good enough.
So do you want to share a success or something since the summit?
Successful things. Number one, I got my reel tape done. Well, it's been photographed. I have some things to add to it yet. I'm waiting for some things. I'm in contact with a number of people that are interested. Shannon, this is between you and me here. I'm interested in getting them on this group and getting them into maybe the business summit next time. They kind of missed out, unfortunately, because of the timing, and I didn't get information fast enough. So I want to get those people into the group if I can. And that was my, I would say, success, because I was challenged by Bert Oliva that I would bring 2 people. Well, I have 3. I want you to know 3 that I want to bring in. So I'll be doing that over the next whatever time however we can get it organized. So that I thought was a very good success. This is a great group, and I thank everyone so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Brian, if you guys want to read his email in the chat, I don't know if everybody's following this way. Eleanor goes, and then we're going to jump right into tonight's topic. Eleanor, so if you want to unmute yourself.
But let me see if
Oh, I got it. Oh.
Yeah, you got it. Are we good? Can you hear me now, dear?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Eleanor Erdogan. I'm with Eleanor's Elite Radio, and wonderful news this evening. I am going solo. I'm going independent. I am not going to be affiliated with any call letters per se. I'm very excited, and I would love each and every one of you to be a guest on my show. So I'm really excited for this new thing I'm having. I've had a new branding. I have a new website. Everything's just happening, and it's just coming to me. I'm speaking 2 times this month. Once at the Vieira School Board, and the other is at a Christian women's media group. So I'm very, very excited about my new life plan. Thank you so much for having me.
Yay.
Yay.
So hold on, my battery, I guess my computer is plugged in, but it's saying that it's not on. So. Sorry, because that would not be fun to do all of this work and then the computer to go away. All right, let's see here. Okay, so perfect. Has everybody signed in? Don't we have an amazing group here?
Yes.
One of the awesome things is all the minds coming together. Hold on just a second.
Eleanor, are you on the a web based? Is it a Blog Talk Radio or?
It is an online internet radio. I'm going to be broadcasting through Spreaker, which already I have about 20 shows that are on currently on Spreaker now, but I have to up my membership because you're only permitted X amount of hours and airtime. So this is all kind of new to me because I've always had somebody taking care of this for me. So this is kind of new, and I'm kind of going to I'm going to put out my new website along with all my new YouTube channel. I have a MailChimp. There's a lot that I wasn't doing for myself business-wise that I'm now getting the hang of and having people help me with. So I'm really excited. But yes, it is online internet, Miss Marty.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Hey, Eleanor, this is Serge. How you doing?
Hey, Serge.
You know, you said something that was interesting, that you are going to be speaking in front of the school board. Just to let you know, I am an expert in the FRS system. I know everything about the teachers, their pensions, what have you. If that's something you thought might be helpful to maybe talk about, or, you know, do something where you can give like an information or something or other, and have somebody on that can help you out with that, I'd be more than happy to volunteer for that.
Absolutely. I will absolutely get your name and I will email you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Marty, would that be an interesting thing for you two to connect about, since you do work with the schools and teachers also?
Yes, I don't know. I was just wondering what Eleanor was going to be talking to the school board about.
Okay, the Brevard Schools Foundation is basically like a supply zone. And what we do is at the schools, Brevard Schools Foundation, is we supply mentors, grants to teachers so they don't have to consistently go into their pockets, you know, just for a simple project in class. Now, I'm a former Montessori educator, and I, for one, used to spend, oh my gosh, thousands of dollars to fully equip the Montessori classroom. Comes close to financially like $25,000 because their equipment and the works are so individual and so expensive. So Brevard Schools Foundation helps educators and children. We supply them with backpacks and supplies, and we provide the educators with finances so that they don't have to keep going in their pockets, basically to do a science project in the classroom. So, you know, it's kind of important because, you know, at the end of the day, educators don't make any money with the work they put in before school, after school, on the weekends. It's just ridiculous. So this is what Brevard Schools Foundation is all about, and I'm really excited. It's a tour. It's informational tour only. I keep calling it an event, but it's really an informational tour. We'll show you the warehouse and the amount of things that we get, the donations, and what we can do as mentors to help children and educators alike.
Awesome.
Yeah, yay!
So welcome. Eleanor, if you can put information in the chat, that would be great. And then also, Marty, I was thinking about you connecting with Surge too, is what I was thinking.
Yes, and I are going to connect. We're going to do it after his event.
Okay,
Aren't
perfect.
we, Serge?
Absolutely, Marty. You know it.
Okay, perfect. And I know we had Donna join us.
Hello.
And then Donna, all we're doing is just a quick connect, saying hello, a little bit about you, and if there's a success since the summit that you wanted to share.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm Donna Vernon, and I'm a licensed massage therapist practicing in Florida. And I came to the summit with a new project I was working on called Collaborate Vero, which is basically modeled after the summit, so we could take these skills and wonderful things that we're doing here at the summit and teach people in Vero Beach how to network better and actually drive people into the resources that are provided by the summit.
Awesome.
So the success that I've had there is I've got a really great team working together with me, and it's coming together very nicely.
Yay.
Yay.
Well, thank you. Donna is also one of our senior volunteers with CESI, and it was amazing, you two, how you come together and continue to support each time. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So I am really excited tonight to, first off, I want to thank sponsors one last time. Well, I'm going to thank them for the rest of their life, because we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them, contributing time and money and all that they do. Moneyminers.biz, Jeff Schick and Mort, Bliss Communications, Don Gluskin. Don writes copywriting, helping you create your story. Rock Paper Simple, Joshua Adams, who is the branding, website, marketing. He had the funny video of we'll even fry your eggs. You remember that at the beginning? They were our big event sponsors. Because they were that high-level sponsor, to let you know, I did give them the list of attendees. So they are asked to send you a gift and invite you to join their list through that. So like, I think Jeff Schick sent you building your business credit. If there's any crazy spamming or anything happening, please let me know. But ideally, they've funded this, and I said, don't worry about trying to get in contact with people, just show up and serve, and we'll share the list. So it's those three people that will be reaching out. David Dunworth with Marketing Partners LLC. He was our lunch sponsor, and also got to mentor, got to be on the marketing panel, book signing. Thank you, David. We have Russell Weigel, investment attorneys. You guys, anything partnerships. I know tonight I'm going to talk about partnerships and collaboration. He's incredible to discuss with that. Also, if you're looking at raising capital or you have litigation, he's a little bit of a pit bull with need be. So Russell Weigel, You Speak It Publishing, Keith and Maura Leon. All of the sponsors that I've mentioned so far, those 6 have sponsored teens to attend this last summit. So not just teens, up to 25. And I believe we had 5 between the 2 days that came through. So we're really grateful for the impact that they leave. The last bit is Blue Ocean Authority, Tammy Patzer, Biziz, Kimberly Marie, Silhouette Hair Design, who does my hair, Darlene McGee, and LisaSouth.com, who works with individuals on merchant accounts, merchant services, all kinds of business resources. And our media sponsors, Eleanor's Elite Radio. Thank you, Eleanor, for all that you did to make this happen. And Richard and Sherry Martin with WCN Interactive Radio. And also Space Coast Daily. Space Coast Daily came in and helped us. So thank you, you guys. And anything you guys can do to support them, saying hello, saying thank you is awesome. So if you haven't grabbed a pen and paper, I invite you to do so now. This, what happens at the summit is this is kind of our home base where we can come together as a community and connect heart to heart and go through an experience, go through a journey of supporting each other, but also going to that next level. And many times there is, what do I do next in collaboration? And I've found that, we do actually have a training video with Joyce White Nelson, who's a joint venture strategist, Joyce White Nelson. You can find her on our YouTube channel. I believe that, sorry. Let me make sure everybody's muted. David, I'm going to mute you. Okay. And so she talks about one of the initial things when you're looking at a partnership is doing a sit down and discussing with them about what they do and sharing what you do and looking at, in my mind, I often sit with people and say, is there something I can do to support them? Is there some way we can collaborate? And just be open to what's possible, not pushing anything, but just, kind of seeing what's there. And from that, there is this agreement process that I'm going to share with you. And I had the opportunity to work for 4 years with the attorney that developed this process. And I love this story that he shares. He says, what kind of woke him up to this concept was working as an attorney, and they gave him 30 cases or over 30 cases. And in less than 30 days, he went back to the attorneys and he said, all the cases are closed, give me a new workload. And they flipped out and they said, what are you doing? We're here to do billable hours, not close the cases out. And he realized that a majority of conflict can be resolved and prevented with planning and clear agreements for results. And that the agreements that we develop in the legal term are coming from the standpoint of protection, which we need, we want, but many times it's not, he found that when we have this type of agreement, it becomes a living and breathing tool, something that we use in our business, something we use to determine if it's a good fit, something we use to manage conflict and to manage relationships. And he talks about, he developed this process, and he said one time he was sitting in the airport and he sees this baby with this bib and it says, spit happens. And he said, the reason this stuff is so important is that spit happens. Conflicts happen, challenges happen, things happen. There's some of you that I've known over 10 years, and we've had things where we've had to come together and have conversations and work through stuff. So spit happens, right? And when we have this common language or we have agreements, it's really powerful what can happen with that. And it starts with a dialogue. You know, we're used to agreements that come in templates, right? We want, you know, give me a template, I'll fill in the blanks, and that's really not how this works. This is designed to be a dialogue. Yes, it takes time to do this, and this has saved me tens of thousands of dollars in heartaches. It's built stronger relationships with who I work with. So to me, the time is very, very valuable to put in on this. So it starts with talking about, number one is your intention and vision. And are you guys talking about caca in the chat room? I know I'm surrounded with my tribe when they get goofy. You know, I have a 2-year-old and we talk about this stuff all day long. So intention and vision. So intention and vision is the big picture. And ideally, when I go through this process with somebody, I'll share, for example, Marty, what's your intention and vision? And it's about the relationship. And then I'll share my intention and vision. And it'll tie into Marty's personal intention and vision. It'll tie in my personal intention and vision. But in the end, we want that initial intention and vision to be our collaboration. What do we want, you know, say a year down the road, what will it look like? Will help kind of draft that shared vision, big picture. The second thing is roles. What are the roles? And this can include other people. So even though Marty and I may have an agreement, if it has to do with marketing, obviously she has a web designer, she has a graphic designer. You know, in the agreement, you want to identify all the people that are playing important roles, and to get our intention and vision. Doesn't mean that they have to be a part of this agreement, but you at least need to know what part they play and what's happening, their responsibilities, and their commitments. What commitments do you need to have them do that's necessary to achieve the results? So number 2 is roles. Number 3 is promises. And promises, you know, obviously this is around actions to accomplish your goals. And promises that I've included in some of these is to be authentic and let you know if something is bugging me about the agreement, or coming to you directly if I need support. I mean, promises can be about behavior and how we show up. Promises, obviously you want to have the roles, you want to have the timelines, you want to have the items of what you're doing. But when you're talking about a relationship and a collaborative relationship, we do want to talk about the dynamics of the relationship. You know, what is key? And so for me, Marty, you have a question? Okay, just for me, you know, I over time and doing 400 of these agreements, I came up, you know, I realized some of the challenges that would come up, and I would put them, you know, in the promises. For example, I found when we start getting further in this, we talk about conflict resolution. And so I found that when people have conflict, sometimes they hold on to it and they try to resolve it themselves, and it can fester, and it can be like a disease within the organization. So part of the promise and what I like to have people commit to is, if there's something, at least get it on the table immediately and talk about it, you know, and say, hey, Shannon, I need time. I've got something that comes up. Let's work this out. So it's also, what are things that are important to you in a relationship? Marty, I muted you, so let me unmute you. Hold on, unmute. Okay. Oh, I'm not hearing you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, give me the big picture. Can we go back to step 1?
Yep.
What are we creating?
So for the intention and vision, now I'm just going over an email, or excuse me, a agreement process that you can use with your spouse, you can use with a business partner, you can use with you know, a coach, you can use with a friend. You can actually go through this process with anybody. And Marty, I know that you're looking at participating in my 6-month program. We're going to be going through this with each other, you know, as a practice, but you're going to be doing one with yourself, which is a powerful process. So you can walk through, there's a whole book. You guys can see this. And in this book, there are samples of incredible agreements. Now, ideally, you want this to be your own, but it does go through different samples. Did that answer your question, Marty?
Thank you. Yes, I just needed the big picture. Thank you.
Yeah. So for you, just to give you an example, you know, after 6 months, the big picture is that you've increased your revenue by X percent, and you've increased, you know, got X speaking gigs. That's the type of big picture. Where will you be when we're done with this agreement?
Right, okay.
So promises. Any questions about the first three so far? Nope. Okay. Number 4, time and value. So this is, you know, all promises you want to have completed by with deadlines. That can be really important to get things done and complete. And with time and value, that's where you look at the exchange, you know, and we look at the monetary thing, and that could be hourly, that can be project-based, but we also want to look at what other value do you bring to the agreement? What other value happens in the relationship? When we start identifying relationships beyond just the money, it creates a pretty powerful, it can create a bond, it can create appreciation, and really being certain that there's, I don't know if you guys have ever been in agreement and you get halfway through and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm doing this, this, and this, and it seems like it's not fair. Has anybody had that challenge before? Okay, this actually is where you can outline all of those other things to see if it's satisfactory. This was powerful for me because when I work with speakers or promoters, there was a lot of times where it's like they go up on stage and that's it. But I had to look at what other time am I putting in? Are we doing additional webinars? Are we, am I spending time coaching them on their one sheet? Are we hooking them up? You know, what else are you doing in that relationship that's beyond money? Ceci, you probably do all kinds of things with travel. You know, you search the best deals, you think about language barriers, you know, there's things that you do that add value that you probably want your customers to recognize, and that's where this part would come in. Time value. Anybody, I would love to hear from you guys. A couple of you, of what's a value that you offer that's beyond money in this? Are you guys kind of following this? Okay. Anybody else want to share a value?
Coaching.
I would just expertise.
Okay.
Yeah, so resources, connections, people in other industries. Oh, I know who, and oh, you could and connect with, and you know.
Yep. So I heard, you know, mentorship, expertise, obviously being their advisor, and resources. A lot of times we don't realize that one connection could be worth, you know, worth a diamond. So that's great. So that's an idea. Anybody else want to share one more? No? Okay. So then number 5 is measurements of satisfaction. How will you know you're on track? This is where this becomes a living and breathing thing. I always invite people to review every 30 days until you really get in the flow. But look at what can be achieved and by when, and how we know are we on track? Did we accomplish what we set out to do? You know, if it's a 6-month thing, you're going to look at 30 days. Are we on track? This element is critical because it eliminates conflict about the ultimate question, did we accomplish what we set out to do? Measurements of satisfaction. Number 6, concerns, risks, and fears. This is a part when I was doing this contract and afterwards I'd send it to an attorney, they would kind of flip out and go, you don't put this in a contract. And then we have the law of attraction people saying, you don't give this energy, you don't focus on it. But why this is so powerful is every time we get into an agreement, there are concerns, there are fears, there are risks. And when we communicate them and we talk about them, the chances of them actually manifesting are lessened. So bringing it up from the beginning of, hey, you know, I'm concerned that we might get there and there only be 50 people and we plan on 100. So you're able to address those things on the front end instead of when it gets hot and heavy. So, and I've also, for me, I've used this as a barometer of where people are at. I remember one time, I'm sharing with you guys a judgment that I have, so hopefully, I remember one time we were negotiating like a $250,000 contract that could have been more over time. And it was a pretty massive deal. And when we got to this part, she said, oh, I have no fears and concerns. And I even started listing, well, what about this? And what about this? And nope, I don't have any fears and concerns. And I have to say that this part, when I go through this with individuals, it's not that we focus on it, but I could say, hey, Ceci, I want to share with you a concern, and she's not going to judge it. She knows that we're just addressing something to create a sustainable partnership. So that's where this can be key, and it's important, at least at my point, that we can have those types of conversations. So unspoken fears and risks to surface provide the opportunity to anticipate and prevent challenges that are likely to come up during the collaboration. Any questions so far? Ceci? Oh, I muted hold on, I gotta unmute you. Go ahead.
Well, actually, I think that this applies in my everyday. Every client expresses their concerns, fears, etc. And in agreements like this, I believe that by bringing them, the other party can clear them right there. You know, if you don't bring them out and just the partner will clear because they just know something, etc. So I believe it's very, very important to bring it in.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else? Anybody doing this already, just naturally, intuitively? Yeah, I stayed away from it, but now it's becomes a part of it.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
A lot of us do a lot of things intuitively. However, this is a very logical step-by-step thing that you have here. Now, is this something that you have like a form or something like that where you write this down and have people visualize it? Because, you know, I always felt like I'm a bit kinesthetic, so I like writing everything down, seeing it on paper. I always find that people, especially in an agreement, like this something in writing. Is that something you do? Is that something that you have, or can you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'll put in the Facebook group an article by Stewart, who developed it, that will have the 10 things in it, so you can pull it from that.
Okay.
And I'm glad that you brought it up, the logical side of it, because it definitely is a process, but you do have that heartfelt conversation, you know, that does go into it. You do want to follow your gut too at the end of the day.
Yep.
Number 7, renegotiation and disillusion. This is where a lot of times, and this is where attorneys flip. You're talking about renegotiation right now. But in this portion, this is where you really look at what could happen. You know, there's so many partnerships that everything has an ending or an expiration date, or, you know, life happens, things change. How will you deal with that? And to have that type of conversation now, while you're in love, is a lot better than when you're completely, you know, married. So looking at what if circumstances change? How will we move forward? You don't want anybody to feel imprisoned by this. So a lot of times with the renegotiation, this is a part where we will put that the relationship is more important than the agreement itself. If there's any challenges before we engage in any disruptive behavior or disruptive thoughts, we will come to the other person and focus on renegotiation. So you actually talk about that as one of the steps within that. And it can look like whatever you want for you, but that was kind of the standard that we worked within and that Stewart had suggested. So again, it's the relationship's really important and we're going to renegotiate and talk about it. Or you can even go into depth further that if certain things don't happen, then this is, you know, this is how we move forward. Number 8, consequences. There's 2 kinds of consequences. Although they may not want to police the agreement, it is important to address this because things happen and people make mistakes or, you know, things are overlooked. So discussing these are key. And I've seen, you know, consequences, obviously you discuss what's the consequence if we don't reach the big vision. You know, that's what happens if we don't make it. But the other consequence is for broken promises. So those are the 2. One is the big vision. The other one is broken promises, how we deal with that. I've seen people do consequences of, you know, I'm going to donate $50 to my favorite charity, or I'm going to go, you know, something that's the pain factor of either money or donating their time at their favorite charity. And, you know, I know in mine, I'm like, I'm going to clean it up as quickly as I can. I'm going to get on track to make sure that we're, you know, that you feel good moving forward. You discuss different ways of dealing with consequences. And it can be fun. I've had people do all kinds of fun things there too. It doesn't have to be all serious. It can be, you know,
I've done it where you had to give money to the thing you couldn't possibly want to give money to. You have to give money, you know, if you don't do it, and that's to motivate you, of course.
Yeah, so then number 9 is conflict resolution. So how will we deal with conflict? So Stewart has a 3-step process, and I added a 4th, and the 4th one did get approved by him. You can do whatever you want. But initially, the first one is that we get together and we talk about it. And we stay focused on the intention and vision, not the little minute things that might be going wrong. It's like, let's stay focused on how do we get this on track and moving forward. The second thing is that I brought in was doing the work of Byron Katie. And you can put in whoever you want. It could be working with Marty, whatever that breakthrough thing. I just know that in all of the agreements we did, we found that Byron Katie and the work was able to clear sometimes non-supportive thoughts that were actually creating the challenge. Does that make sense? So that will clear. The first one is talking, and if you can't get there, then you agree to do the work of Byron Katie, and then if not, then you come together with a third party to help, somebody that's skilled at, you know, resolution mindset, collaboration, and then the 4th one would be bringing in like a mediator like Stewart Levine. And if you get into legal stuff with this, it's obviously that's where they may add some more legalese. But what's beautiful about this process is you talk about how do we deal with challenges up front? How many are in agreement right now and you have no roadmap for dealing with conflict? Yes. So this is beautiful to be able to normalize things a lot quicker.
You mean pulling them in the alleyway and hitting them with something is not a resolution?
In Miami.
I'm from New York. You know, we resolve things kind of differently sometimes.
Short and to the point.
David's saying it sounds like the entire focus is eliminating the assumptions and unverbalized expectations. Yes, it does help do that. And it puts the relationship and the communication, which I know Dr. Julie would appreciate, but that at the forefront and how to manage this moving body, because relationships and dynamics change, and there's so much that happens in business that can be unexpected, right? So this is how we move together through that. And the 10th one is the agreement. And that's where we've had the dialogue. We feel good about moving forward. We agree, and you know, sign off and move forward. So any questions so far about this?
The book that you showed us, what's the author? Who is the author?
Stewart Levine. And again, I'm going to put his article in our group so that you can look at it. And those that join the 6-month program, I still have a few spaces for that. Just text me on my cell phone, 321-208-3903, 321-208-3903, and put prosperity program if you're interested in learning more and participating with that. But we're actually going through this process because this is one of the things that's key through collaboration. And I'm happy to talk about it more on Mastermind Monday and that. Stewart Levine, Agreements for Results. He's written like 5 books. He's got a lot of really great books. I'm working on getting to the summit, and I'm actually working on doing a training specific with him too that would be impactful. So anybody have a collaboration right now that they're looking at that they would like to talk about, or anything around the agreement? Nope. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to cover with you, hold on, is where to use this if you're already in agreement and how to use this if you're already in a relationship and you have an existing agreement. And it's just sitting down and having the conversation. What I've done is I've said, I just came across this powerful agreement process that helps build really strong partnerships and long sustainable partnerships. And I would like to have the conversation with you so that we can, talk about things that will make our partnership even stronger, like conflict resolution and time value and things like that. And then from there, I would schedule the first time at least a couple of hours. The way that I've worked it with people that kind of speed it up is I would have them, I'd send them the 10 things and I would say, just go ahead and write down ideas of what you think. And then when we come together, we take turns transcribing. So if Marty's talking, I'm going to be typing what Marty's doing. And if I'm talking, then Marty's going to be typing. And then we come together. So that's really that collaboration piece. And then if you need an attorney, if it's something a little more sophisticated, dealing with license agreements and things like that, then this will be great. I want to tell you how this, those of you that you may not know this, but I bought an Expo in 2008. And when I bought the Expo, we used this agreement process to do the purchase. And I remember this is one of them when we turned it into the attorney and they said, this is crazy. And we ended up working it out to where they included everything that needed to be done. And the day of the closing, everything was great. I got cash back, super excited. But the next day when I went to transfer the website, she said, oh, I'm sorry, the website was not a part of this transaction. I planned on licensing that to you because I had that custom made. And I'm thinking, well, this is an event. Long story short, because of that relationship piece of us doing this agreement, we worked through that conflict. And it was beautiful and it was powerful. And that could have been a financial and legal nightmare. And it was this agreement and this type of collaboration and relationship that really helped us move through that in like 24 hours. So this is the power of sitting down and taking the time to have those discussions. And one last thing I want to remind you is that, and I learned this from another one of my teachers, is I get really excited about things and I jump in before I'm at 100% yes. And this process has really helped me slow down. But I've also learned that even if I'm at a 95% yes, that I want to wait until it's 100% yes. And I love using fire walking as an example because the people that would walk when they're not 100%, many times they would get burned or something, these little fire kisses. But I found that when you wait until you're 100% to step into it and you've put things in place, it's like it just moves a lot smoother. So as you're looking at this, if it's not 100%, it's okay to say, I'm still exploring this. This is great. I'm having fun. And I'm not at 100% yes, but I'm still exploring this. I think we we want to take that time to have sustainable partnerships, if that makes sense. So perfect. I'm gonna give each one of you an opportunity to share before we finish this up. Was this powerful and helpful for you guys and ladies?
It was. I'm going to have to go though.
Absolutely.
Okay, Marty, any final remarks?
Just no, it sounds like a wonderful process, and I'm looking forward to seeing how to use it. And I could see that, you know, how important it was with your deal to have worked through and gotten a relationship before you had a big deal. So I can see the value of it, definitely. Sounds wonderful.
Perfect. Thank you, Marty, for your time.
Thank you.
Desi.
Well, I think that my final remarks is that I have it in writing. I think I have been having agreements, especially with business coaches, because I did hire in the past, and some of them go through agreements and talks like this. So I was a little bit familiar, but now I have it here. And the other thing I'm thinking is that this could be a good asset to adapt to the contracts that I have with independent agents. So it is definitely, I'm glad you remind me that it could be beneficial in a certain extent, right? Because at first I go, do I really need this class? But I can see it now, so that's great.
Awesome. Yay. Okay, Eleanor, you want to share? I have you muted, so let me unmute you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, I'm very happy to be a part of this evening. I'm looking forward to hearing. I've already connected with some people about perhaps being a guest on my new show. And I'm just really excited. I'm just so happy about my new branding, and I've learned so much, even from your summit. I've learned so much that I was so in the dark about a lot of things, but now I see the light.
Awesome. Well, thank you. So glad you're here. And I look forward to a long, sustainable collaboration with you, Eleanor.
Absolutely. Me too.
Perfect. All right, Donna.
Unmute me. Oh, thank you. Well, I'm really happy that I took the time to come to this little post-summit summit. This is something that I really need now, particularly in forming the relationships with people that I haven't worked before with in a business relationship that we're trying to form. And I definitely want to plug into your 6-month program. I think this would be very, very helpful for this particular process in building Collaborate Vero. So yeah, let's come to some agreement on that.
Perfect.
Thank you, Shannon.
We start on Monday, and we have our all-day retreat. We're still picking on the date of the 15th, 16th, 17th. But it includes a couple full-day retreats, and would love to have you, Donna. So,
I'd love to be there, Shannon.
all right, David.
Hey, I sent you a text while we were speaking, so yeah, I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about the program that you're offering. And one of the comments that I think I feel like I need to make is that when I first began being involved with the summit, you and I went through this process verbally over the phone, and it did take, you know, a fair amount of time, but not 2 hours. We kind of rushed through a couple of them. What's the next step after that? Do you normally take, or was that the entirety of the process?
It's good to review them. So ours was event driven. So obviously when the event ends, it's great to debrief and look at and see if that works. If it's a long-term relationship, then you want to set that up front. Like, when do you want to check in? I think it's good if it's a new relationship to at least do 30 days, the first 90 days, just to keep everybody on track. And then after the 90 days, determine, do you want to, you know, do we need to meet every 30 days? But because it's a living and breathing document, that's important to continue to get engaged with it.
Okay, well that makes good sense then. Okay, thank you. This was very, very helpful.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. So Brian, we're going to post the replay of this in our Facebook group. That's a private group just for all of us that have been to the summit. So it's kind of like a membership. And David, I would love to work with you, by the way, so I'll follow up with you on the prosperity program. Gio.
Hey, I have to actually apologize. I got a call from my cousin. One of my cousin's son was in a bad accident a little while ago, and so just checking up on him. So I kind of disappeared there for a bit. So I'm gonna have to get the end of this where you were talking about everything, because I'm like, oh gosh, it sounds like I missed something really good. But I apologize. He's okay now, but stupid kid, drunk driving, took his car out. Telling you what, I'm more mad at him than I am, I'm glad he's okay, but I'm just really teed off in what happened with it. So kids, do not drink and drive. Stupid. Anyhow, thank you very much for having me.
Adults, don't drink and drive.
Oh, it's just, drives you crazy, man. All right, so y'all have a good night. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Eleanor, we might have to connect afterwards. I'm not for sure how to reach those. David might be able to help too. Serge, you want to check in? Oh.
Absolutely. I've worked with contracts for 26 years at all levels. However, you just taught me something very interesting today, which was the emotional part of that contract. And a lot of times, all that legalese and all that stuff we put in there, putting in those little snippets of expectations of, not punishments, but more expectations, what you expect from the other person and each other's roles is something that, quite frankly, I've never been accustomed to. And that's something I'm going to implement immediately in what I do, because especially as bringing on new mentees, they have these, everything's wonderful, like you said, during the honeymoon. Like, where were you when I was married? I could have used you then, and I just take it back to that, because any sort of relationship is a marriage. It's a temporary financial marriage. And if you don't set those expectations and you put it out in writing so people can see it, a lot can be lost in the mix. So those are some really, really salient points. And I thank you for that. That's amazing.
Awesome. Good. Yes, I've dealt with millions in real estate contracts and legal stuff. And this is, I have so many stories. I remember one woman who came in for an interview and she left there in tears saying, even if you don't hire me, this really taught me so much more about how to communicate with individuals, and had a great impact. I have so many stories. So I kept hiring Stewart to help me with agreements, and he was like, Shannon, you don't need that. You've got this, girl. You've done, hundreds. And so, all right, Brian, I'm going to unmute you. I don't know if you're still there. No. Okay. So next Monday's Mastermind Monday. Hope to see you there. We'll be on Zoom again. And please invite anybody. This is our open to the general public. Come meet us and collaborate and connect. And feel free to post if there's any challenges that you have that you need addressed. This is a time to support you. And I think that's it. This was awesome. I'm so excited to work on this next level with you guys of really collaborating at new levels. So I think that's it. You can unmute if you want to say thank you. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Serge. You guys bring
Thank you, everybody. A lot of fun again. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.